Hi, and welcome back to Plastic Models by a Regular Dude. Today I am going to start my simple build. Something easy, straightforward, straight from the box, no complications. And that is Tamiya M4 Sherman early production, kit number 35190. This kit, if anybody watched my other videos, as I mentioned in my monthly update, is a kit I want to do straight from the box with no added complications of modifications, aftermarket, anything like that. I'm going to build it right from the box and paint it up and weather it lightly. I'm not going to go with a bunch of mud and all that kind of junk, not a lot of damage, any of that kind of stuff. It's just going to be pretty much just dusty and a little streaky as far as weathering. I need a break from some of the other kits I've been working on that have gotten a bit complicated and brain consuming. I just want something simple. So with that, let me change my camera angle here and we'll take a quick look at the box and what's inside of it. Alright, so here's the kit. As you can see, it's kind of weird discoloration here on the box art because it was sitting in the window at the hobby shop. They had another one that the box art was more the correct color, but I didn't care. I just got this one because it's faded. It's an underdog. So let's take a look at the stuff here. Did a little research on it, and this is a 1995 boxing here of the kit. Yep, 1995 is the copyright on the box art. Now, as you can see, I've already taken everything out of the plastic because, you know, it's nothing worse than watching somebody, you know, try and tear into plastic to look at these things. So I got rid of it. Now I'm just going to do a cursory look at the sprues here. Not going to go into a bunch of rigmarole, but some of these parts are used in other kits, like the M4A3 kit, the older M4A3 kit, like the hull tub and some of the other parts. I think the cast transmission cover, but there's a lot of, like this right here, it's got the driver. I'm going to use the figures in this one, I think. But this particular sprue is dated 95. Might not be able to see that, but 19 and 95. But this is like some additional stuff. It's like some packs, some fuel cans with the correct 3 handle, 3-bar handles for the fuel cans. Figure looks pretty good. He's got kind of a wonky look on his face. He's grinning kind of maniacally, but it'll work. Some other cans and stuff. Pretty much the same thing here. So we got, wow, 2 drivers. That's awesome. That'll be good for the figure box. This one comes with a radio, which is kind of neat. So, you know, you'll be able to see a little bit inside. It's got the what they call a cheek armor. Goes right here on the turret for additional armor protection. From what I read, this is an improved hatch on the compared to the older ones. This one here, I don't see. Yeah, this one's also 1995. But the texture on the turret looks good. Looks pretty nice. Single hatch version. There's no loader's hatch. It's got a real basic gun breech going on, so you know at least there'll be something going on inside of the vehicle or the turret. But it looks pretty good. Polycaps for the wheels. Love those. Makes painting easier. This one here is 1987, so this is from one of the older kits. But it shares some similar components between the M4A3 and the M4. So that's decent. This one here I'm assuming is the same thing. Yeah, this one's 87. Now I won't be using these road wheels. I'll be using the open spoke type as opposed to the pressed steel type. And one of the other complaints that I've seen on this kit is, you know, it will have the spoked wheels for the bogies, but the pressed steel idlers. I guess that was a common thing. There's photo evidence of that. The only complaint people have is the back is not detailed. Front detailed, back not. It's just open. So since I'm building out of the box, it does not matter. Now this is a newer sprue. Yeah, this is a 95 sprue, and the commander figure, this commander figure looks a little better than the one that came with the M4A3, which is this one. The detail's better. The pose is a little more, from what I've read, is a little better as far as, you know, being more relaxed and natural looking. Now this kit comes with the sand shields, and oddly enough, I'm going to install the sand shields. I've never installed sand shields on a kit that I can remember, but I'm going to do it on this one. So it's basically going to look just like the box art. And this is, like I said, this is a newer sprue, and it looks pretty good. Nice cast texture on the small hatches, and boy, those hatches are really small compared to the M4A3. Boy, I'd hate to get out of that thing in a hurry. But it looks good. Another one of the things that I saw in some of the reviews is the fact that the doors can be modeled open on this, but there's no engine. So I guess if somebody wanted to scratch build an engine, they could do that and have it open. So cool. The upper hull. Another complaint on this kit is the fact that the weld marks are recessed, which they are, but they're not as bad as the ones on the old M4A3 kit. Those are just trenches, so it's not too bad, but it's got some nice rough cut texture there. Torch cut texture on the top of the armor plate. But one of the features I like about this kit, and why I've always wanted to build one, is the fact that, you know, it has the these raised vision block. You know, it's like these raised portions here in front of the hatches, and then there's like an armor plate that goes down in front of it. And you know, it's just one of those wacky things. I don't know why, but I've always really dug it. I think probably from seeing the old monogram diorama tip sheet that came with the old M4 Hedgehog that Shepard Payne built for monogram way back in the 70s. And that was one of the modifications he made, is the kit came just like this, but he scratch built some extra armor plating to go in front of that. And I always thought that was really cool. So, you know, it's kind of dumb, I guess, but I've always wanted to build one. Now's my big chance. The lower hull, this is the hull that comes on the M4A3 as well, but it also fits this because, to me, it's just really awesome about making stuff that's, you know, kind of universal like. The tracks, they are the these are new tracks. They're the chevron type tracks as opposed to the block type. And this is the type of material that these can be glued together, you know, so it's like a flexible styrene type material instead of having to melt it together with a screwdriver or something. And I will be using the kit tracks, and I would probably do it even if I was you know, going for some aftermarket and some detailing stuff, because on US vehicles it's nice because they have what's referred to as live tracks, so they're under constant tension. There's no sag involved, so you can get away with using these type of tracks without having to do individual link type affairs. Decals, Tamiya decals, And boy howdy, these things are thicker than peanut butter. So I'm probably going to use dry transfers, the Archer dry transfers. Maybe. I'll see. I'll monkey around with those and see if they turn out okay. But and then the instructions. Typical Tamiya instructions. There are markings for, looks like 2 kits. We got C Company 756 Tank Battalion 5th Army, Italy, February 44, which that's kind of a neat color scheme there. It's olive and XF59, which is desert yellow. I may do that. I'll determine that later, but I like that. I like the 2-tone paint scheme instead of just olive drab. But just typical to me instructions, no need to look at all those. So that is what's in the box for this kit. So with that, I am going to throw everything back in the box here and get organized and get cracking on this thing. So I'm at 10 minutes, so I'm going to call this video quits. Just a brief look and introduction into the contents, and on the next video I will actually start construction on this kit. So thanks for watching Plastic Models by a Regular Dude and the M4 Sherman by Tamiya. So if you have any questions, comments, leave them down below. And as always, I will see you all later.